On January 31st, 2007 at 4 a.m., UG was washing his laundry in the house in Vallecrosia when a severe pain in his leg made him pass out. It was a never-diagnosed problem at the muscle or tendon or who knows where else in the leg. UG never wanted to hear or be seen by any doctor. Despite the pain somehow, he managed to crawl into the apartment and open the door for the first friend of the morning to enter. That morning the first friend was Avner, who had the task of rescuing UG. That fact was the beginning of the end. UG for a while stood to see if his body Dai could regain mobility, as it had done before. But when he realized that he would no longer walk, he stopped eating and slowly died. In the strength and determination with which he let himself go into the arms of death, almost with joy. Without fear and without regrets, he unequivocally demonstrated the meaning of the phrase, "I am ready to leave even now," that I had heard him say many times. Following these events, inevitability took over, bringing a subtle alchemical change to the villa of Giovanni and Lucia that is difficult to describe. The house in which he was a guest became, for a short time, the center of life around him. Dozens, perhaps hundreds, from all over the world, came to greet him for the last time. What was happening in that place was a gathering of people who went to him with the sad soul of those who go to visit a dying man, but what they found, in that small apartment, was a bunch of dying people illuminated and heated by a flickering flame that was him, fearless and heedless of his own end. He remained available to us as long as his strength allowed him to speak. Anyone who has seen the videos of Vallecrosia will probably have seen an old man, still lively but progressively exhausted by an end, who is always becoming nearest. His speeches, Dai, once so emphatic and charismatic, have become shaky. In some moments he almost whispers the words, he runs out of breath, he runs out of strength.
And once the breathing stops, it cannot use the mouth to breathe. It has created a locking system. It's already locked to prolong the life, even for one fraction of a second. Here, strange kind of a locking system. It's already locked. I have to use force to say this word. No.
How sad if we think of him in the times when he roared, in the times when, with his emphasis Dai, he silenced the audience. When his speech Dai was so pregnant and serious that it caused a deathly silence to descend into the room.
There is no present at all. Forget about the future. Here is the now. Tell me something about it. I'm not your teacher. You please tell me, what is this now?
Yet in a strange and incomprehensible way, at least to me. Close to him in those moments we felt even more his strength or his vitality Dai. It was as if that charge of energy, of charm, of love that somehow he previously controlled and distributed by dosing it, now flowed from him in a free and impetuous way, indiscriminately investing all those who were close to him. On March 14, when he just couldn't take it anymore, he asked Mahesh to send everyone away.
I want people to go away forever. I don't want any clever guy hiding behind and keep a track of where I'm going.
All without remission, even his daughter Dai Bulbul, who, crying, asked to stay. Even his long-time great friends of him such as Chandrasekhar and Saguna.
Hey, what are you doing? What's the matter with her?
There's a cramp in her foot.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's happening? Oh, you are Chandrasekhar? Hey! Oh my God.
He wanted that only Mahesh remain, but then, perhaps realizing that the task of watching him was too heavy for a single man alone, he agreed that Susan and Larry would also remain. From then on, time seemed to slow down as silence descended on the villa. There is a diary of his last days of him in the book, A Taste of Life, written by Mahesh.
This book is a monumental failure because I am left with this feeling of complete inadequacy because I have not been able to transport what I lived through in the 30 years of my life and the last days which I spent with him in Vallecrosia, but where he indeed left me with a taste of life.
During all that time a sort of energy seemed to hover over the villa, an energy that seemed to grow as the days passed, and that villa seemed, in my eyes, to have become the center of the universe. Do you have in mind those funnel-shaped tornadoes? Try to imagine seeing a huge one whose conical tip ends above the villa of Vallecrosia and the large part instead gets lost in the sky. Probably it was the result of my mental symbolic representation of the flow of friends that came and went. After all, he had been, and at the moment he was still really, the reference for many people. But perhaps that communication of energies was somehow really there. Obviously it was a movement that did not move one iota of the material universe. The days were the same. If there was a storm it was bad, if there was a sun it was beautiful. There were no real tornadoes, and probably the people of Vallecrosia continued their life unaware that a house in their village, a great sage, was dying. On March 22nd at 2:33 p.m. UG he died. He had asked that his body of him be placed somewhere where it could not become an object of worship, and so his ashes of him were scattered into the sea.